the Oklahoma newsroom, this is the Thunder Update. I'm Jenny Carlson here with Erik Horne. Erik, the Thunder injury report, while not nearly as long as last year, it started to pick up a little steam, unfortunately, for the Thunder. What's the latest, especially with two starters, Steven Adams and Andre Roberson, looking like they might be out for a few days?
Well, Thunder came into this road stretch as the most healthy team in the league, and now they've got two starters down. It's a little bit of a concern. You got Steven Adams, who he strained or sprained his right elbow before the Dallas Mavericks game on Friday. He's basically a day-to-day look right now. He may miss another couple of games. And then Andre Roberson last night, he had Russell Westbrook run into him after Westbrook attempted a reverse layup, and basically got his knee run into. He limped off, and after the game, he looked like he was favoring that right knee pretty heavily. So he's one of those guys who you might not be able to see against the Knicks on Tuesday night. So Thunder two starters down, and it kind of showed against the Nets in a loss. They got killed on the offensive rebounds.
Definitely. I mean, you talk about having trouble against one of the worst offenses in the league, and you lose two of your best defensive guys. Who has to step up and fill that void, Erik?
Well, automatically it will be Nick Collison stepping into the starting lineup. He did a good job against the Mavericks on Friday. I mean, he had 11 rebounds, which was his season high, and he had 5 on the offensive end. So Nick Collison, old KG veteran, is going to step in and do some of the work that Steven Adams has done. But he did that. Even he did that last night, and he didn't do it to an effect that it could help the Thunder win the game. Now at the shooting guard position, you've seen you've seen Anthony Morrow step in when Kevin Durant was hurt this year, and they bumped Andre Roberson to that 3 spot, that small forward spot. So Anthony Morrow's minutes, regardless of whether he starts or not, are going to get extended now. But you could see Anthony Morrow go into the starting lineup. Even some Kyle Singler there, but it's probably going to be Morrow to start as shooting guard tonight, or I'm sorry, not tonight, or against the Knicks on Tuesday.
On Tuesday, you mentioned, Nets on Sunday, Knicks on Tuesday, an extended stay in New York for the Thunder. One of the things I thought might come out of this trip was Kevin Durant free agency questions. Been relatively quiet so far, Erik. Is it because everybody's just snowed under in New York? What's going on?
It's a couple of different things. I think that it's been quiet because I think that a lot of people understand that this might not even be the most important year in terms of Kevin Durant free agency. He may sign that 1-year deal with the 2nd-year option, which will leave 2017 as the year where, okay, this is where we really need to pay attention to where Kevin Durant's going. And another thing is Golden State and San Antonio kind of run away with the headlines in this first half of the season. So anything that the Thunder's done, whether it's good or bad, has been relatively buried by the success of Golden State, and they're on this historic pace. And San Antonio's not far behind.
Yeah, we really thought that, even though Golden State and San Antonio were clearly the storyline, we kind of thought that might change as Durant made some trips to places where he was considered a target in free agency. But even, there's been LA trips, and it just doesn't seem like that's sort of an overwhelming storyline so far.
No, and another thing that I forgot about was when the Stephen A stuff popped off in the beginning of the season, Kevin Durant kind of squashed people in the media or people around him talking about his free agency without coming to him. So it seemed like Durant kind of put a stamp on that early, that I'm not going to talk about this stuff, and if people want to talk about it, they need to come directly to me as opposed to talking around me. So I think that when that happened, people moved on from the Durant free agency story, and then the Golden State San Antonios took over.
Yeah, definitely. All right, thanks, Erik. Sure, stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.